Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Now let's go to week 3. Okay, now let me just show you your week 3 notes. Okay, in week 3 we're doing radiation and decays. And now, if you look at your notes, okay, this part, okay, E equals mc square is not in the syllabus. Okay, I try to explain it in another video. Okay, attached. So just let's forget about this section now. Okay, don't worry about this section. Now let's go to here. Okay, the main part is we need to learn about the property of alpha, beta, and gamma radiation. Okay, now you can read your book. Okay, and read the summary. So what I need you to do is to open your notebook. Let's open your notebook and construct a table. Okay. So, and I do this with you. Now, step one. Okay, let me explain, okay, what it means by ionization. Okay. Ionization is a fancy word. Like basically, it means losing electron. Okay, so if I have an atom and the atom loses an electron, it means we call that process ionization. Okay, so now let me just go through. Okay, let's just summarize um, the properties of alpha, beta, and gamma radiation. Okay, now to start with, now let's start with writing down the symbols, okay, of alpha. So you should remember that. Okay, so I have two. This is 4. Okay, this is the symbol for alpha particle. For beta, looks like that. -1 down the bottom. Also remember, if you're writing an equation, okay, a balanced chemical equation, make sure, okay, you have to add this here. Okay, it's called anti-neutron, and I'm not going to explain where it came from. It's just too complex. Okay, that's university thing. You don't have to worry about them now. Your gamma particle looks like this with no mass. Okay, with 0 neutrons, 0 protons, and 0 electrons. Okay, now let's have a look. Let's make a summary about the mass. Okay, mass is how heavy it is in kilograms. Okay, it's, well, just remember it for now. Mass is just in kilograms, how heavy it is. So your alpha particle contains 2 protons and 2 neutrons. Okay. And compared with the others, it's relatively heavy. Okay, just let me write it down. Okay. This is relatively heavy. They're not heavy compared with with an apple, but it's heavy compared with the beta particle and gamma rays. Okay. So, however, as you know, beta particle is it's just an electron. Okay, is say not heavy. Let's put uh, let's put it in proper word. Relatively more mass, uh, less mass, cause relatively. Now, if you go to your gamma ray, your gamma particle has no mass, zero mass. Okay. Now, then let's look at the speed. Your alpha particle is your alpha particle is slow, relatively slow. Similarly, because it has more mass, so your beta particle is faster, relatively faster than alpha. Okay, so your gamma ray, because gamma ray has no mass, it travels at the speed of light, so it's the fastest of all of them. Okay? And because it's speed of light. Now, just for your information, no object can travel faster than the speed of light. Okay, so the only thing can travel fast, say at the speed of light, is the particles that has no mass. For instance, light. It doesn't have a mass. Now, penetration ability. Okay. Now, how heavy? Now let's compare the penetration ability of them. Okay. Now, your alpha particle is is less, has very low penetration ability. If you look at your nose here, easily stopped. Okay, low trend, low. Okay. However, okay, your beta particle, because it travels a little bit faster, is relatively high. Okay. Now, however, your gamma one is very strong. Okay. Now let's look at the charges, basically whether it's positive or negative. Okay. Now, your alpha particle contains 2 proton, 2 neutron. Okay. Proton has a positive electrical charge, so your alpha particle are positively charged. Similarly, in contrast, your beta particle is negatively charged. It's an electron. Now, your gamma ray has no charge, okay, because it doesn't contain the electron or proton. Now, let's go through the ionization ability. Okay, just remind you, ionization means loss of an electron, losing electrons. Basically, let me change the definition. It means losing electrons. Okay, doesn't have to be one. Now, okay, since alpha particles are positively charged, okay, since they are positively charged, so when it travels through, it attracts electron. So the ionization ability is high. In contrast, your beta particle is negatively charged. When it travels through, it has some ionization effect, but it's not high as the alpha particle. So let's write down low. Okay. Now, your gamma ray has a really strong, okay, ionization ability. Okay. Most strong. Okay. Why? Okay, you're going to learn that in year 12. I'm not discussing why. Just remember it for now. Okay, your gamma rays are really strong. Okay, in terms of ionization, in terms of taking others' electrons. Now, I want you guys to write down this table, create this table in your notebook. Okay, create this table in your notebook. Okay, perhaps if you're preparing your cheat sheet, you can write this down in your cheat sheet. But however, create something like this in your notebook. Now, once we make the summary, let's go on to the next part. Okay, go through your notes. Okay, now feel free to read all the section in your textbook. Okay, the idea of distance education notes is you can basically you can go through, you can went through the notes and study the whole chapter by just reading through the notes. So if you want, you can have some bedtime reading about all this. Okay, now the next part we are going to do is half-life decay. Okay, I have attached a video about half-life decay in the announcement. Just go through the video. The video is there are two videos. Okay, the two videos. The video are basically 20 minutes. Okay, just read them. I found it. It's from a YouTuber. Okay, YouTube presenter. It's really good. The quality was. Sorry, the qualities are really good. Just read through this. Read through the videos. You'll be fine. Okay, about the calculation. Now, then you have to do your 1.4 questions. Practice questions 1.4. And also don't forget to do your textbook 1.3 questions. Okay, 1.3 questions chapter 1.3 questions in your textbook. Also 1.4. Do those questions. Okay, then it's a data analysis book. So if this looks confusing, don't just leave them. Okay. Well, if you have a look, it's you understand them after you reading the after you watch the videos on the half-life decay and the calculations. They just the time. Okay, it's just a spreadsheet. The time and the number of it's the indication of the number of this atom and the number of your atom there. Okay, you can go through them, but if it's too much work, just leave them alone. Okay, now page 3.10 is the work you have to submit. Okay, also you find it in your assignment book. Okay, make sure you do that and submit it on time. Then your practice question, your textbook question answers. You find your textbook question answers there. Okay, make sure you do the question. Okay, you don't have to send them, but make sure you do the question. Okay, have a nice week.